Good morning, students. My name is Dr. B. Suresh Babu, Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, MVR College of Engineering and Technology, Paritala. As a part of online classes, we are going to learn in today's concept tape production and hand layup method. These are the two processes which we are going to concentrate in this class. Third unit is manufacturing methods. In manufacturing methods, already we have discussed two methods. One is called as autoclave, second one is going to be called as a filament winding method. Next in this class, we're going to learn this one, tape production and hand layup method. So these are the two methods in this class we are going to discuss. So first of all, I have the introduction about the tape manufacturing. I think everyone is regularly using this tape for industrial purpose as well as domestic purpose. Tape is almost a part of the life for all the technicians who are doing electrical plumbing works as well as some repairing work. So it is one type of adhesive method to join two elements. The two elements may be sometimes a plastic material, sometimes it may be a cardboard material, sometimes it may be a paperwork. So before going to the how this tape is manufactured, tape is going to be a part of the life for converting a broken part into a regular usage material. And tape sometimes will be used as a joining of two cardboards. Sometimes tape will be used to conceal the electrical wiring. That means to prevent shock, we are going to use tape. So in this class, we are going to learn how this tape is going to be manufactured and what are the elements in this process and what is the procedure we can able to adopt and what are the different types of tapes that is going to be prepared by the discussing topic or by the discussing method. In the adhesive tape manufacturing process, adhesive mass, backside treatment agent and primer. These are the three basic components we are going to use or manufacture or purchase. Then a tape based material is coated using these materials with a solvent being removed by drying and then wound round a roll form. Simply in this principle they have clearly mentioned what are the elements we are going to use, how we are going to prepare and how it is going to be delivered in the form of a product. So this is the manufacturing simple method, that is principle. An adhesive mass, backside treatment agent and a primer, and it is going to be with a solvent we are going to use and we are going to roll physically to convert it into a product form. So what is the definition of a tape? A narrow of woven fabric, generally plain wave used in non-load bearing applications and reinforcing of fabrics to resist wear and deformation. So what is the meaning here is there are broadly two categories they have mentioned. Electrical tape is there, it is made of plastic. If the same plastic type of material is going to be replaced with a woven, then that is going to be used in the survey wire. That is from electrical supply from pole to house, we are going to use this woven fabric type of tape. if you go for this domestic purpose exclusively at inside the home, that means inside the sunlight area, we are going to use a electrical tape. That is not a woven fabric, that is made up of a material that is plastic, one type of plastic material. So if you observe this one, a narrow of woven fabric, generally plain way we use it in non-load bearing applications, and reinforcing of fabrics to resist wear and deformation. Why we are going to use to resist wear and to have a and deformation? That means to resist the deformation. Next, what is adhesive tape? So there are many types adhesive tapes. We can broadly categorize them into two major groups: tapes with pressure sensitive adhesives, tapes with non-sensitive adhesives, or in other words, tapes with remove-able adhesives. That means one is going to be pressure sensitive and another one is going to be a non-pressure sensitive. So out of this, we are going to discuss about the tapes preparation to resist pressure and another one is not to resist pressure. Apart from this, we are going to have a number of different tapes when we consider in the form of applications. What are the applications? We have a tape for medical, we have a tape for plumbing, we have a tape for electrical wiring, we have a tape for external part to be done, we have a tape for fixing the or packing for material. We have a cello tape which is a transparent. Like this, number of tapes are there based upon their applications. Similarly, number of tapes can be classified based upon the length, dimensions, and width. Based upon the categories broadly, pressure and non-sensitive was another category. These are the different types of categories which we can go for the tapes. Next, features of a tape fabric. So what are the basic features? Already I told different types of tapes are going to be possible here. One is it is a single play woven narrow fabrics. Usually plain wave is used to also simple twill or zigzag. Twill can be used with maximum 12 inches by USA standards. Weight less than webbing. Used in non-load bearing applications. Superior heat resistance, superior frame retardant, a narrow strip of strong woven fabric as that used in sewing or bookbinding, a continuous narrow flexible strip of cloth, metal, paper or plastic such as adhesive tape, magnetic tape, ticker tape, a string stretched across the finish line of a racetrack to be broken by the winner. So if you all this one, these are the features of the tips. Already I told that based on applications we have one category, based on the preparation we have another category, based upon the dimensions we have another category, based upon the properties also we have another property of another characteristics can be built in a tape category. So these are going to be the different types of characteristics that a tape is going to possess. So what are the materials used for the tape fabric making? Cotton, polyester, nylon, glass fabric. Apart from this, we have another materials also, that is color. We can add to binding agent. We are going to add some more matrix material that is for have a strong adhesiveness and roughness. We are going to add some more extra particles to increase the strength of that one. So these are the materials that we are going to use for fabric making. So tape is going to be made basically with cotton, polyester, nylon and gas fabric. Apart from this, we can going to use color, we are going to use solvents, and we are going to use some rough materials for some type, and we are going to add name on that material. So there are different types are there, different types of raw materials are there which can be used. End use of tape fabric. Who are going to be end users of the tape fabric? In the beginning of the class, I told that those who are doing regular work, as electrical technician, plumber, bookbinder, and a person who is going to pack the material for gift packing. In all these cases, we are going to use tape. If you observe industries, in industry, some insulations are made with tapes only. Exclusively, here they have mentioned industrial insulation made from glass fiber, stable nylon stable nylon tape coated with polythene we are going to used as a dividing tape, for binding tape used as a file covers, identification of garments in laundering. In all these cases we are going to use a end use of tape fabric material. So these are the end users. So if you go for the tape production process is going to have a basically five types of process. That is, one is about solvent and water based technology. So it is one of the method for the preparation of the tapes. If you observe, dissolving and mixing of the raw materials with organic solvents or water adjustment of the solids content. So dissolving and mixing of the raw materials with organic solvents or water adjustment of the solids content. So first we are going for the coating of the backing with the dissolvent adhesive, evaporating the solvents in the drying channel and winding and slitting of the tape rolls. So a process is divided into break break into five. One is coating, next one is backing, next one is dissolving adhesives and evaporating the solvents in the drying channel and winding and slitting of the tape rolls. That means tape preparation here broadly classified into five different steps. How the tape casting is done. Tape casting, also called doctor blading and knife coating, is a that means tape casting is a casting process used in the manufacture of thin ceramic tapes and sheets from ceramic slurry. The ceramic slurry is cast in a thin layer onto a flat surface and then dried and sintered. So here the ceramic slurry is cast in a thin layer onto a flat surface and then dried and sintered. So tape casting, also called as a, so another name for tape casting is doctor blading and knife coating, is a casting process used in the manufacture of thin ceramic tapes and sheets used for ceramic slurry. A ceramic slurry is cast in a thin layer onto a flat surface and then dried and sintered. So this is a simple process which we can understand. Let us have that one in the form of a diagram. So what is the first one process? First process, if you observe what I told, it is a coating. So what are the things we are going to need that are going to be mixed in this first one? So it is called as a coating we are going to be done here. This is the coating. That means here one adhesive is going to be mixed with the another type. That here we are going to prepare a red type of tape material. That's the first one. That's what the second process. If you observe, second step is of the backing. So we are going to give some sufficient strength to for the back. That means to increase the tensile strength of this one. That roll is passed along to a roller here. Next, what happened? That once again passed is here number of rollers are going to present here. So if you observe that one, that number of rollers are going to be dissolved with adhesives. And then here we are going to control this one. Here number of rollers are going to present and these rollers will dry up the thing. That is evaporated process is going to be happening here. Heating is going to be provided and due to this heating this material which is in liquid state will be converted into solid state. All these are going to be called as the rollers. Rollers are going to bring some sufficient strength and stiffness and tightness to the material that is going to be coming on this path. After this one, this roller, once again it is going to be rolled to a sufficient size. Before that one, it is going to be cut to a sufficient size and is rolled. After rolling, this is going to be removed and it is packed for the specific application to be used. So like this, we are going to have. This is the line diagram of tape production process. Let us have a process with a manufacturing diagram so that we can easily understand that one. So that the line diagram is, this is the line diagram. If you observe, here we are going to make a ceramic powder. We are going to make a solvent. So these two are going to be mixed in a mixer, and thereby that is going to be removed from this mixer, and and we are going to add some binding agent and additives. Binding agent means it is going to be bind the things, and some additives for color changing, some additives to increase the quality, and some additives to increase the physical property of a tape based upon the application. All these are going to be added here, and then it is homogenized. That means these are all thoroughly mixed. After thoroughly mixing, it is in the form of a liquid state, or you can have in the form of a plasma state, that is going to be pumped. And how? With the help of a pump, we are going to pumping that one. So that is going to be once again fall into this hopper. I think you are observing the hopper. This is a slurry container. After it is going to be form the slurry container, what we are going to use here, we are going to have a one type of tape is going to be coming like this, and here we have a some type a slurry is going to be there. So these two are going to be placed on the, for example, this is a fiber material, that is a cloth. On a cloth we are going to add some more slurry here, and the slurry, what happens, slurry is deposited on this tape, and that is going, this is process is going to doctor blading. It is a flexible tape you have prepared. So to increase the quality of that one, that means to increase this um, dryness, we are going to dry under this area. So drying is going to be happen in this area. After drying is going to be happen, so this is, we are going to be a dry tape, is going to be called as a wet tape. So this dry tape is going to be bounded to a roller. After sufficient length is obtained, we are going to be cutting and we are going to sell to the specified place. Here slurry is going to be added here. This is a slurry which is prepared for our requirements of the tape property. So I think everyone has understand this one. Once again, you can observe the line diagram also. In line diagram, we are going to prepare this one. And these are the different types of rollers. That means here evaporation takes place to the rollers. It is going to be take a one path, and after that one it is going to be rolled here. Here this is a alternate tape process. If you want to go for a specific purpose, means a woven fiber along its properties, we are going to use it here. Next, this is a theoretical process what I have explained up to now. Tape casting is another process that was originally used with traditional ceramics, but has achieved a high level of sophistication for advanced ceramics. In particular, tape casting methods are used to make substrates for integrated circuits, and the multi-layer structures used in both integrated circuit packages and multi-layer capacitors. A common tape casting method is called as a doctor blading. In this process, a ceramic powder slurry containing an organic solvent such as ethanol and various other additives, example polymer binder, is continuously cast onto a moving carrier surface made of a smooth non-stick material such as Teflon. A smooth knife edge separates the slurry to a specified thickness, and the solvent is evaporated and the tape is rolled onto a take up reel for additional processing. So whatever the process I have ruled, the same process is there. First you have to take the material and that should be mixed and it should be pumped and it should be passed through different types of rollers and then sizing, that is sintering has to be done and then it is rolled. If a specific purpose is there, then specific material like color can be added, some additives can be added, some binders can be added. So this is a tape which is used for outside purpose, for a specific purpose, so that tape cannot melt at high temperature. Then we are going for the oven type of material. If it's inside the house or inside the heat, that means no heat is there, then go for ordinary method. No surgery is prepared, is required. So if you observe, these are the different types of applications of tapes. This is yellow color, which is used in decorative applications. This is a tape which is used for plumbing work. Some Teflon tapes are there, some electrical tapes are there. We can use here. So this is the tape which is used for sticking the packing material. So for packing material, we are going to think. If cello tape is there, cello tape is a different dimensions are there. Of 1 inch will be there, half-inch will be there, and single tape will be there, double tape will be there. Like this, these are the different applications of the tapes. So this is the tape manufacturing procedure, and these are the applications of the tape. Next, we will go for the another process. See, in manufacturing methods, there are number of methods are there. Few of you we have discussed in the classes, and few are discussed in the second unit itself. Hand layup method is one of the method which you have discussed in the second unit also. But as they have mentioned here also, we will have a glance on that one. Before going to that one, for manufacturing techniques, they are hand layup method is there, layup method is there, spray layup method is there, automatic tape layup method is there. That's what we have discussed. Pre-press method is there, compression molding is there, bag molding is there, pressure bag molding, vacuum bag molding, autoclave molding, filament winding, healing, helical winding. Out of this one, we have discussed about autoclave molding process, filament winding. In this class, we have discussed about tape preparation method, and we are going to discuss about hand layup method. Broadly, there are two classifications are there. Open method is there, closed method is there. In open method, die is going to be present. In closed method, no die is going to be in closed method, die is going to be existing. In open method, die does not exist. Let us go for this one, hand layup method. What are the things that are going to present in this hand layup method? Hand layup, open mold shaping method in which successive layers of resin and reinforcement are manually applied to an open mold to build the laminated FRP composite structure. That in this one, what is the principle? Number of layer by layer is going to be applied in a open mold. So it is comes under open category. Next, what is the process here? This process is described like this. So the process is gel coat is first applied to the mold using a spray gun or a high quality surface. That means with the help of a brush or with the help of a roller brush or with the help of a strong pan type material, we can able to apply the gel coat. When the gel coat has cured sufficiently, roll stock fiberglass reinforcement is manually placed on the mold. That means we are going to take fiberglass reinforcement and these are going to be manually placed on the mold. The laminating resin is applied by pouring, brushing, spraying or using a paint roller. That means the laminating resin, whatever we need, that is going to be applied by pouring, brushing, spraying or by using a paint roller. FRP, fiber reinforced polymer rollers, paint rollers and squeezes are used to consolidate the laminate thoroughly wetting the reinforcement. That means after applying this one, to have a consolidated form, that means we are going to press against top surface to bottom surface with the help of rollers, so that it is going to get a single compound like that is going to form. The laminate thoroughly wetting the reinforcement and removing the entrapped air. So by using this compression process with the help of a roller, we are going to remove the entrapped air so that it will become like a single entity. Subsequently, layer of fiberglass. After that one, once again we can go for the gel coat and fiberglass and then reinforcement particle. And then like this, we can add in a sequence up to the thickness what we are going to do. Here that's what subsequent layers of fiberglass reinforcement are added to build laminate thickness. Step by step we are going to add. Gel is going to be added to prevent the sticking to the surface of the mold. If that is a thing to be done for regularly, we can do it. Otherwise, gel can be avoided. Only three layers, that is, resin can be added, fiber can be added, and reinforcement can be done by using the rollers after adding this fiberglass. So this is the basic process it is going to be happen. So what are the materials required for this one is, here they have mentioned here. One is going to be simple single cavity molds or fiberglass composites construction are generally used. Molds can range from very small to very large and are low cost in the spectrum of composite molds. Major advantages: simplest method offering low cost tooling, simple processing, and a wide range of part sizes. Design changes are readily made. There is a minimum investment in equipment with skilled operators, good production rates, and consistent quality are obtainable. These are the advantages of this one. So if you observe this diagram is a hand layer process which are easily observed. If you observe this one, red one is going to be called as a gel coat, and green we are going to pour the resin. As resin is poured, here dry reinforcement fabric is going to present here. So in between this red and this dry reinforcement fabric, it is filled with the resin material. And once again we can go for this reinforcement, and once again you can go for this resin. And along with this resin pouring, we are going to apply a pressure with the help of a roller, so that we can able to remove the air trapped in this process. At the same time, we can going to convert the same material into a single consolidated material. So what are the applications of these hand layup methods? Whenever the size of the component is very large, then we are going to use these hand layup methods. Broadly, boats are going to prepare, boat hulls are going to prepare, swimming pools are going to prepare, large container tanks, movie and stage props, and other formed sheets. That means wherever we need a leakage proof material, there we are going to use this type of thing. Next, the large molding ever made was ship hulls for the British Royal Navy. First, this hand layup method is used for industrial purpose for making British Royal Navy. That means ship hulls are prepared for a British Royal Navy. The dimensions as long as 85 meter they have mentioned. Production volume per mold is low. Why? Because for each part we have a specific mold is going to be needed. That's what they are mentioning. However, it is feasible to produce sustainable production quantities using multiple molds. That means if number of multiple molds are there, we can have the same type of product we are going to obtain. So this is the applications, and drawback is very less quantity of products can be prepared if you have only less type of molds. And another one is we need a expert for doing this operation, and it is a very time taking process because it has to be cool for a longer period, based upon the quantity we are going to use. And next one is for simple and confined, this is not possible. So these are the different types of molds we can able to use. This is the shape. So first they are going for this fabric woven cloth, and we are going for the rolling material. Again fiber is there. Once again, after doing this operation, and this part is going to be removed, so we got this one. This is a single part. If you want to make multiple parts, we need multiple type of molds, and multiple type of molds means at a time we can able to prepare this type of products. That is the meaning of this total diagram. This is the first step. So applying a gel and keeping the fiber material, and then pouring the resin and going to pressing with the roller, and after that one we are removing this process. So at last we have prepared a product, exactly the shape how this mold is going to be looking. So mold preparation is the basic part for dimensions as well as for the type of variety we need. Okay, by this I have completed this today's class. Let us have a summary of the class. In this class, you have learned two processes. One is about the preparing of the tape. Second is about the hand layup method. In spray layup method, I have explained the procedure, applications, and what are the raw materials we are going to use. In spray method also, I have used the what is the materials we are going to use, and what is the procedure we are going to adapt, and what is the applications of this product. Here complete notes is available in Google Classroom code. All are small letters GMTKRTQ. To have a text enquiries, you can mail to me CHEER5 at the rate of rediffmail.com. By this, I have completed this today's class, students. Have a good day. Bye. Take care. See you all, students.